Janet Raftis, and I am a master healer and intuitive development teacher. And every Tuesday, well, almost every Tuesday at 5:15, I do an intuitive check-in here on my business page. So we have questions that a lot of times I'll answer questions from people who are watching or who are clients. And hey, Gabriela. And I have one today that I got from one of my clients, and she asked specifically about meditation and visualization. And the question more or less is, without a specific topic to meditate on, how do you get messages that are specific to you? So she noted that when she just is kind of hanging out and saying like, what do I need to know? It's a little more challenging for her to access the information than if she's being shown a message through a guided meditation that I or somebody else might do, where a message might come through from like an animal or a symbol of some sort. So there's a couple different ways to work with this. One way that you could do it, and I'll get more into that specific question, but I want to kind of start with a more foundational type of meditation that might be really helpful for some of you. So one of the things that I like to do is I like to pull cards or use tools that lead me to like give me a launching pad for my meditation. If it's just me in my house doing a meditation, a lot of times I'll just sit and do like the type of like, you know, relax in and just allow whatever comes to me sort of meditation. And I do that very regularly because I think that it's often in that relaxed state when we're trying not to force it that we can get information. But that is a little more challenging and not something that I was always able to do. When I was starting out, and also now a lot of times just because it's kind of fun to do it this way, I will work with cards. And so one thing I might do is I might choose, like I love my goddess deck, so I might just pull a card. And so we could say I'm doing this now, and I am pulling the Oya card, which is change, right? So what I might do is I might take a few minutes to just kind of look at the card and feel into the energy of this goddess, and then close my eyes and go into meditation. And what I'll do is I'll just sit with the energy. I'll start by sitting with the energy of the goddess. And what I'll do then is sit with her energy and just feel into anything that I happen to notice. Now, sometimes this might be visual, and sometimes it might be through other senses. And so we often say visualization and use visualization in your meditations, but I found that you can get information just as easily, and sometimes for some of us even more easily, through other senses, because we may not be super visual. And in my case, that my clairvoyance came after a lot of my other psychic senses. So you could just ask to feel the energy, and feeling the energy will help you to access what's coming through for you, the support that's coming through for you in the meditation. Then you might ask her, Oya, what do you wish to share with me? And you could see if anything comes that way. But you could also imagine, so you had been looking at the card, and we saw that in the card that, you know, she's sort of like sitting in like a kind of a storm situation, and she's on this almost like crested cloud wave, so to speak, and it's about change. And so you could use some of the symbols, and if you've read about her in the book that comes along with it, you could use some of the symbols to support you working with some sort of imagery, some sort of guided imagery. So let's say you're working with clouds. You could imagine that a cloud is drifting towards you, and this cloud is an offering from Oya for you. And you could allow the cloud then to sort of the energies of the cloud to disperse, and then you could look and see what's behind it. And I found that because most of my meditations, when I'm working with other people, when I lead guided meditations, I'm channeling. But there are some things that have been really thematic coming through, and that is that things are often revealed for the person. And my sense around that is that when you're very relaxed, you're in this relaxed and open state, and you're handed a box or taken into a meadow and then shown an animal that's running across it, or you lift up something and look inside of it, or reach into something and pull something out, when you are in a relaxed state, your mind is not necessarily, your left brain isn't really working. It's not trying to grab onto things. And so if there's a reveal of sorts, then you can just allow whatever is to be revealed to come through for you. So it can be a really powerful way to work with it. So, and in the meditation, you're just going to allow your imagination to work with you and to ask yourself, or you could even beforehand, if you're just starting out and you feel apprehensive, like, I don't know if I'm going to be able to think of something, or what if it doesn't work? Like, you could look at the card and get information from the card and then work. So let's say we pulled Lakshmi, right? Before you start, you could look at the card and you could see that Lakshmi is standing over a lotus flower. And so maybe in the meditation with her, maybe you see Lakshmi handing you the lotus flower and you see it opening up and you see that something, right? And maybe it's what is coming out of the flower. So you can familiarize yourself with some of the imagery that you might want to use then while you're in your meditation. I will say this again, like, it's okay if you don't see something. You can have a knowingness of it. You could have Lakshmi hand something to you and put it in your palm, and maybe you don't see that it's a lotus flower, but maybe you just know that's what it was. And then work with that and allow yourself to work with that and to feel into what that message for you might be. You can get as many messages as you want in a meditation through that manner. Another way, if you wanted to work with animals, is you could pull an animal card and you could basically ask, like, what animal wants to share a message with me today? And so here, let's say we have elk, and you could go into meditation and you could just imagine that you're standing in an open field with the elk, and then where would the elk take you? That could be something that you would go, like, where would he lead you? What would he have to show you? Would he share a message with you? You can also ask, if you're working with a goddess or an ascended master or an angel, archangel, you could ask that spiritual entity to lean over and whisper something in your ear. And again, it's really more about allowing there to be a reveal and not thinking about it, just sort of allowing yourself to be in that open and receptive place to where something can be revealed to you. So that would be another way. So another thing you could do, well, I would say, like, you could even kind of outline a meditation for yourself, but I do really encourage you to use your own intuition in it and to allow yourself to be gentle and sort of playful and imaginative in it, because that's where you're really going to get the spark and the thing that is more meaningful to you. So let me go ahead and ask if anyone has any questions, and I would love to answer them. And I'm not sure if anyone asked any already. Hey, Mercini, I love you too. Will I pull a goddess card for all of you watching? Yes, Brittany loves to have cards pulled. I will. So I'll pull a card, and this could be a fun exercise for all of you. I'll pull a card, and this could be a goddess that you guys could all do a meditation with on your own, either later tonight or tomorrow. Today is the spring equinox, and so it's a really great time to set intentions. Spring is a time of planting seeds, and here's a very special day where the day and the night are the same length. And we're also coming into a whole new season, right? That which has died is coming back to life. So symbolically, it's very, very rich. So you could set an intention that you want to work with. So let's say that an intention could be, I want to create a stronger community around me. And then you could work with the goddess card that I'm going to pull, which is going to be a goddess that will work with all of you. That's the intention we're setting. That will be the perfect goddess for all of you watching, for whatever your intention is. And then you can have a meditation where you have an exchange with the goddess and then work with your intention. So let me pull goddess for you all. All right, get this one. Beautiful. So the card I pulled, let me fix, I haven't had text come in. This is Rhiannon, and Rhiannon is a really beautiful Celtic goddess, and she here is working with horses, and I love that she, in this deck, is associated with helping you to overcome doubt. So this is someone that can help you. This is a goddess that can help you to really overcome your doubts around meditation or connecting with spirit. And I love that she's here with the horses as well, because horses are a symbol of freedom and forward movement and self-dominion. There's a lot here about being wild, right? I'm very much like a very strong and open and unbridled energy. So that would be something really fun for you all to work with. And actually I saw someone who is watching too who actually owns a horse, so it would be really interesting for him as well to kind of work with this energy, work with the energy of horses, and see how that may or may not give insight into a relationship with the horse. Jennifer's saying she looks just like the blonde angel I saw with the white horse during the, oh, beautiful, Jennifer. I love that. I love that. That's really great. And I think it would be, there's also a yellow bird. And so, you know, something else that's really great here, this feels like very much like a springtime card, right? And yellow is the color of the solar plexus. So there's a lot here that could be worked with as well with the solar plexus energy, which is the energy of authentic empowerment and how we feel with our power and how we work with our power. So yeah, I would love for you guys to do a meditation like this and to share in the comments afterwards how it was for you. And if something personal comes up, you can just message me privately as well if you want to share it. And Brittoni, yes, I will. I'll take a picture of the card and put it in the comments that you all have it. And are there any other questions about this? With meditation, a lot of it is really just getting comfortable in meditating. It's finding what works for you, and it's finding how it feels best for you. And it is having some discipline, but I feel too, like for me, like some people do really well with a certain type of meditation, like transcendental or Vedic. And if you are all interested in learning something about that, I know a wonderful Vedic meditation teacher. So if you want something that's very structured, I'm a little more loosey-goosey in my meditations because I really like to kind of go with the flow of what comes in, but I think there's power in both kinds, and I think it's really good actually to practice different types of meditation and to see what really resonates with you, and whatever style meditation that you are using, that you're working with, to be consistent with it and to be open to what the experience has to share with you, and to know and trust that the more that you do it, the deeper and richer and more powerful your meditations will become. And meditations weren't always as powerful for me as they are now. So I say that to share that this will continue to unfold for you, and you will continue to be given like reveals and all kinds of wonderful information. Monique is asking, do you body check during your meditations to tell us something coming through is your mental chatter or divine download, or just know what is coming through, it's supposed to be there? So I do in a way, and typically I'll be able to feel the veracity of it. I've been working with my body checks for a long, long time, so I'll know if it feels true right away. But anytime that I get something that I'm unsure of, or if I am having a really active mind that day, I will do a body check with it. I might even journal afterwards. I love you too, Melanie. I miss you. I might even journal afterwards and then feel into the truth of it in that way as well. But in the moment, yeah, absolutely. Do a body check with it. See how it lands with you. See how you're receiving the information, and then kind of go from there. But even if you get like, okay, maybe that was my mental chatter, or maybe I was reaching for that thing, try not to get hung up on that. Like, just kind of allow for yourself to be like, okay, so I'm not sure if that was really the right thing. Or one example is somebody that was doing some guided meditations with me said, I keep getting rose quartz. Like, okay, so you want to know, like, am I getting the same message because I'm imagining that I'm getting the same message because I'm just like thinking, well, last time I got rose quartz, so this time it is too? Or are you really getting rose quartz over and over again because there's a very powerful message for you in rose quartz, and that message is still pertinent, right? So you can tune into is that what's going on? Like, okay, why am I getting this? Am I getting it? Like, was I reaching for it? How does that feel for me? Or is this real? And then you can also just sort of like release it, because in meditation, you really want to stay as relaxed as possible. So even if you feel like, okay, maybe I was reaching for that, maybe I was trying to grab onto it, you can then just sort of back off of the information and say, okay, you know what, like I'm just going to check something else. I'm just going to ask the question in a different way, or I'm going to ask for a different reveal. And then you can start sort of like moving around it. Sometimes it just helps to go at it in a different angle. Most importantly, try not to get caught up in it. Try to just be open to whatever gift is coming in. I'm not sure what that was, so I'm going to ask for in another way, or I'm going to ask to be shown in another way. All right, do we have any other questions? Those were some good ones that you guys have asked. Thank you so much. And I'll just give y'all another minute. I'm really grateful for all of you, and I'm grateful for the question that came in. If any of you have something that you want to know about, please feel free to email me, janet@janetraftis.com, or to message me, and I will address it. I love to get suggestions. All right, thank you all so much, and I hope that you have a wonderful day, and happy spring equinox. And regardless of whether you use any of these tools that I just shared with you or not, it is a great day to set intentions, and yay, it's spring. And I'll see you all next week. Have a good one. Bye.